If you needed $500 by this Friday, but you couldn't borrow it, you couldn't go into debt, and you couldn't wait on a paycheck, what would you do? Most people are guessing, and that's why they're not able to make money fast. But I'm going to show you exactly how. I am someone who used to be homeless, sleeping on the floor of an airport at one point, and now I've generated millions of dollars. I've invested in more than 200 companies over the past decade. And I wake up every single morning thinking about how can I help as many people as possible learn the few things that I learned that changed my entire life and made it possible for me to make money every single day, thousands of dollars every single day for the past several years. It's not something that takes a genius. It's not something that takes where you were born into wealth. In fact, my book, let's see if you see above it. I don't think many people have seen this. So it says why you don't have to be born into a legacy of wealth to leave one behind. Did you know that that's what my book was about? So listen, let me tell you something. When I was younger, in high school, we bounced around a lot because we kept getting evicted and then we didn't have a place. My senior year, I was in a car accident and we lost our home, like our apartment. We could not stay there. So we lived out of a really, really seedy motel, one room, obviously. I think it was even one bed, and it was three of us. And it was what it was. And then we stayed with my mom's friend. And so what I did was I was like, I have to make some money. And I had been working since I was 15. And I just couldn't, we didn't have an address. I couldn't get a job. I was in my senior year at the same school I'd been to since I was in kindergarten. I wanted to complete it. We even moved to a different state for like 3 months. It was a whole thing. So what I did was in this particular moment, I've done a bunch of stuff to make money, but in this particular time, I went door to door and I sold the painting of the numbers of your house number, right? So at the curb, so the pizza delivery at the time it was like so the pizza delivery person could see your numbering and find you at night and deliver on time. Now it's DoorDash and everything else. And I did this, and it was in Dallas, Texas, very hot and very cold, and whatever it was at the time. And I would just go door to door, and I'd knock on, let's call it 15 doors, and one person would say yes. And I would charge by the number. So I don't remember, I'd make like maybe $10 per stoop. And it would take me at least 30 minutes because I would sit down, I would get my little etch a sketch thing out, my little sketch, and I would paint it one number by one number with the black background. I remember it so vividly, and it was 25 years ago or more. And I would do that. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because what I learned from that and what I didn't learn it immediately. It took me a long time to learn, and I see it now reflected in what I do today. Is what I learned is you sometimes you have to do things that don't scale. And people have said that before, but sometimes you have to do things that are outsized actions in order to make a small amount of money, but then you can turn that into a large amount of money. And so what I mean by this is I'm going to tell you a six-part process that I wrote down on this little pad here. And I'm going to tell you it one by one. And this is exactly how you're going to make whatever amount of money. I'm not going to say it's a certain amount of money. It's going to be how you're going to make. I can't make any guarantees that anybody will make money during this because I can't do that here on YouTube. But I can tell you that if you follow these steps, I've made money from this. I know thousands of people who I've taught. That it is like it's so simple, but most people don't know these in order, and they think you have to do something else. And they're usually doing this with the wrong inputs. Okay. So number one is you're going to get any traffic you possibly can. And when I say traffic, I mean eyes on your offer, eyes on you, eyes on what you have to say. And you can get this from YouTube, like I'm using. I didn't have any special end to get a YouTube channel. Anybody can start a YouTube channel almost in the whole world. Yes, it works in other countries. I get that question a lot. Yes, it works in different countries. It just works in different degrees, right? You're going to get traffic. So you're going to start a YouTube channel or start an Instagram or continue posting on your Instagram if you already have one. LinkedIn, yes, Substack would even work. What do you already post on? I know you post somewhere. And if you don't post somewhere, take a few days and start posting. Look up different ones. You have a free library of information here on YouTube. And it says, oh, you say, oh, I think I'll like Instagram. Look up a couple of videos about Instagram. And I'm gonna have a little bit of a tough love vibe today because I'm I see too many excuses. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I see too many excuses. Do you want to make excuses or do you want to make money? In the comments below, tell me, I want to make money or I want to make excuses. Let me know which one of those you want to make. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Just click the subscribe button below. Sometimes people forget to do that. And we're going to really go all in this year. We're going all in. We're getting every bit of information we can so that we can make real money moves. Okay? So you want to be subscribed so you don't miss a beat. So you're going to get any kind of traffic from any source that makes sense to you. If you like being on camera, do something that has something to do with video. If you like creating things on Canva, do something that has, like on YouTube. You know, you're going to give me the excuse, I can't do it on YouTube because I don't want to show my face. Do you know that there is actually a place where you can do a blog? There's a post. There's a section where you can put posts that are static photos and text, like you're doing a blog. And you can do that and it gets seen and it's very cool. I don't want you to have excuses. If you like to write, Substack is really cool. LinkedIn is great. Before you do Substack, I would do LinkedIn because LinkedIn is already has so much rich environment and you probably have some people who would follow you on there. So you're going to get this traffic. Okay, that's number one. Are you writing this down? Let me know. Are you writing this down? Okay, so number one, get some traffic. And I don't mean get a bunch of traffic. I don't mean become like an influencer overnight. I mean get any traffic. That's literally what the words say on my little sticky note. Get any traffic. The next thing you're going to do is this is the part that most people don't do, and it's going to tie back to that story I just told you. Instead of selling a product right this moment, you are going to quote unquote sell. I'm doing air quotes if you're not watching. You're going to sell a free call. And I say sell because it does take convincing or negotiation. Negotiation is better than convincing, okay? You don't want to have to convince somebody to get on the call with you. You want to negotiate. You want to illuminate, let them know that that path exists for them. But what a lot of people do, and this is not wrong to do, I teach this, but what a lot of people do is think, oh, I have to sell something. I have to send people right to a checkout page or to my school or something. And that's true in some cases. But I'm going to tell you right now, if your bank account isn't looking the way you want it to look, this is the angle I need you to take. You are going to get people to get on a call with you. Let's call it a 20-minute, 30-minute call. And the reason you're going to have people on that call with you, and even longer, right? Because you're going to do things that don't scale. So you're going to be on the call as long as it takes. You're doing a couple things on this call up. The main goal, so that you understand, is to sell a $27 something. Let's say that's the third piece, right? Because I'm gonna go back and forth. The third piece is have a $27 offer. Have it be a digital product, something that people can get online. If you don't know exactly what to have, let me see if I can find that page. If you don't know exactly what to do, I would suggest doing prompts. I teach a lot about prompts. I'll show you what I mean there. So I have Prompt Shop in a Box, and you put these AI prompts in, like, let's see, Advanced Business Prompt Pack. This has like recursive prompt method. It's pretty amazing. This one in particular that I chose to look at. This one is like, do you want an elegant launch announcement page to make a beautiful page that come to life? And what it is when you get in here, you have like all of this and you just copy all of this. But would you have known to make this on your own? No. So you have these different prompts for ChatGPT, for Lovable, for different places, and you actually sell them. You sell them $3, 5, 10, 20. You sell them in packs. Like there's like a 50 pack one, right? 50 elite prompts. I might sell that for $27. This mega prompt, 50-page mega prompt is worth so much money. So if I sell it for $27, the person is probably going to make hundreds or thousands of dollars from it. Once they get into it, they understand what's going on. So what I do with Prompt Shop in a Box is I actually just I hand you all of these prompts for you to resell, and then you get a resale license. If you look right here, you get a PLR, um, and you get to resell. And then not only that, I give you this custom GPT so you can make unlimited prompts. So people are just, selling prompts all day long. Like, there's a bunch of people selling prompts. Um, but what makes it even cooler is that you can build around it. So when I get a little further here, I'm going to explain how that works. So that's just an example. You have a $27 thing. Okay. And if you don't know what that thing should be, look at some of my other videos. I talk about digital products. I talk about other calls. Like your $27 offer could be more of a deep dive call. It could be an audit that's combined with the call. It's going to be about this offer. And you're going to say, well, what's the offer? We're not there right now. Okay. But I think the main thing that you need to take from this is that you're going to, on your traffic, on your content, you're going to say, get on a call with me. And your number 4, and I'm going to explain it all, but your number 4 is get on 10 calls of this nature. And on these calls, what you're doing is you're listening, you're taking information and understanding who your core audience is and who your customer is. This is like it's like invaluable information that you're going to have during this time. So what a lot of people then do is like, they're like, oh, this person didn't buy anything, so that was a waste of time. No, no. Even when someone ghosts you, which people will ghost you, they'll book a call with you and then they'll ghost you. Even when they do that, it is helpful information because what you're going to do at the end of the 10 calls is you're going to say how many people ghosted, how many people showed up but were not the right audience, how many people showed up, they were the right audience, but they didn't buy, and then how many people bought. And this data from just 10 calls, I mean, the people that you admire the most, the people that you look up to, the people you want their bank account, they do thousands of calls. So if you do 10 calls, you're going to be okay, right? Do the 10 calls. But this data from just those first 10 calls is going to give you so much information to work with. And then your next 10 calls will be so much more productive and like really do something. So on those first 10 calls, your goal is to sell one $27 thing. So on all of the calls, you're going to get on the call and you're going to help them. You're going to listen for 70% of it or so, okay? You're just going to listen and truly listen. Take notes. Let them know you're taking notes. Sometimes if you take notes and people are like, oh, they're not paying attention because you didn't tell them you're taking notes. So I try to do that, or I like show them visually I'm taking notes because I don't want them to think that I don't care. So take notes, but listen and understand what they're saying. Then help them a little bit. Like help them. Don't have to figure it all out in that call because that's not what this really is. But it's like, oh, like I've seen people like you or I was there, and there are ways that you can be helped. Like there's a couple things that I've thought of. Like one of them is have you tried this? And then you just hold the rest, right? And then the last piece of it is if you believe that person could use the $27 thing, whatever it is, if it's a digital product or another like really deep dive call with you, or an audit, or prompts, or whatever it may be, this prompt pack. You know what? It's interesting. I have a prompt pack. It costs $27. And let me tell you what a prompt pack is. Do you know what one is? They'd say yes, cool. If they say no, okay. So it's just a recipe basically that you put in and you put it into Chat GPT, or it's different things that you put into different AI, and it gives you like really great results, and it helps you. Like it's worth hundreds of dollars, but it helps you really fast. You talk to because you in Prompt Shop in a Box that I just showed you. I'm talking to you now. I have training, so it just tells you what this is. So your goal is to sell one of these. If you sell more, that's amazing. Add it to the data. So you're gonna have a place to sell these. I would suggest either stand store, like hands down, I would suggest that, or school. School could be a place where you have it because then you're I don't want to say killing two birds, but you are killing two birds with one stone. Again, what those birds ever do to us. Make sure you're subscribed, by the way. Are you subscribed? And is this making sense so far? Have you started have the engine, what is the word? I can't think of the word, but has it started to like percolate, you know? The gears, yeah. So then you're gonna close one person. Now, you're gonna have all this data, and you're gonna have not just the data of numbers of like, oh, this many people showed up. You're also gonna have like person number three told me something about why they got on this call that helps me understand the right person who should be on this call. Or person number seven had this major pushback and said that this wasn't going to work for them because XYZ. So I now know that when I'm promoting this thing, I can address that out the gate to just take away people's pushback. So you're going to take a collection of what people said was their pushback, why this wouldn't work for them, why it hasn't worked in the past, what they were confused about that spent, half of the call just explaining that alone. If there's somebody if people are ultimately and consistently confused about something, and you know that now, you can address it ahead of time. So those are the types of things you're looking for, okay? And you're making that money. And then you are taking all of that and applying it. So then the next time you go out with your sales page, with your content, even with the calls themselves, you are, it's 50% better. You're addressing it, all these different, two or three different pushbacks. Now they're addressed. This is what it means. Even if is a really great way to address pushback. So if you say, let's say you have two calls and the two of those calls are, they say like, oh, I'm not techie, so I wouldn't be able to use these prompts. I don't even understand what you're saying. So if you got that data now in your new content and your new sales page, you say, do this even if you're not techie. Because that's like the simplest way to like start that conversation and address, oh, I'm already thinking that, but they're saying that I don't have to be techie. I wonder what that means. And then you explain it a little bit. Like, no, if you can copy and paste, you can use these prompts. I used to think I couldn't use prompts, but then I spent a day with it. It was super easy, right? So even if. So type that in the comments right now if you're with me, if that's making sense. Say even if ... Okay. So then you're going to take that information, you're going to make your copy, your content, all of that even better, miles better. You would have sold, so you got just like I had to go to all these doors to get a yes. You're going to go through the process of selling because not everybody knows how to sell. Not everybody has sold before in this way. A lot of times when we work for other people, we have a script or we have a very specific thing and maybe we have sold, but we haven't done it from our POV, our point of view where we're like, this is our stuff. So I don't want you to think you can't sell. You can. And you don't have to feel slimy. That's a big thing when people tell me. It's like, oh, I feel so slimy, like selling things. It's like, dude, do you want to? I said, dude, yeah. Do you want to? Do you want to figure out a way to get over that feeling, or do you just want to be broke still? So I understand these things, and believe me, I understand them, but there are ways around them. So you do all of that. You go and do another 10, and this time you're aiming for like 3 sales. And yes, it's still this $27 thing. And that's what most people wouldn't do and won't do and don't do. It's like I'm not going to get on a call for $27 sale that I won't even make. That at the end of the day, I may have made like $3 a call because one person out of 10, that's beneath me. It ain't beneath you, baby girl, if you don't have the bank account that you want to have. It's never beneath you. It's never beneath me. Okay. So you're going to do this. You're going to do another round of 10 and you're going to see if your numbers got better. And you're also going to see with that first 10 and with the second 10, is the actual topic and offer working? Like, is it, am I in the right arena? You don't have to be perfectly, getting 10 out of 10, but are you in the right place? Is this a pain point that people actually have and care about? And one way you know that is if you got on the call to begin with. Like if people are booking calls about this, then it's something that is, resonating. But you're going to just learn more of that nuanced information about it. Is this making sense to you? Let me know if this is making sense to you, if this is helpful to you. I'm telling you, this is the kind of information that I would give across the table and I have, to people paying me thousands of dollars to consult because it comes down to this. Now, what do you do after that? Well, now you have this understanding, okay, this is a product or offer that sells because I've sold it. I've sold it 4 times out of 20% on average. Amazing. So you now can continue to do this. If it's working for you and you're like, yeah, it's actually working. And if I do, 5 calls a day or 10 calls a day, I make $100, you just kind of keep going with that. But another thing that you're going to do is you're going to now start to productize this, start to really automate this. And it's not hands off yet. It's not like, oh, I did my 20 calls. That's all I need to do. Remember earlier, I said the people that you admire the most have done thousands of calls. I have done thousands of calls for different things. So you're still going to do what works, but maybe now you can tweak something. Maybe now you have so much information about what that sales page should be. All of the pushback is like addressed. Every time you hear something, you address it. You now turn that energy from your content, your traffic, you turn it to the actual checkout page. Another thing you can do is because you've now been on calls, and I'm going to assume a lot of them have been video calls, you now will feel more confident to press record on a video on your phone, on your QuickTime, on Zoom, on Loom. You're going to press record on a video. You're going to work with ChatGPT or Claude, and you're going to create what is called a VSL, a video sales letter. This video sales letter is your salesperson cloned while you are away. So you're going to take all this stuff that you've learned. Let's say you've done 20 calls in 2 days, or you've done 20 calls in 2 weeks or 2 months. But you're going to take it all and you're going to turn it into a 3-minute VSL, a 10-minute, a 20-minute, a full-on webinar. It doesn't, the amount of time doesn't matter. What matters is every second of that video helpful and explaining what you needed to explain. That's what you need to do. So you do that, and now you have all this information, and you have these very specific points of understanding. You can send people to this checkout. Another thing you can play with is pricing. Do you have the right price? Is it priced the right place? Like, it was this price before. Should it be less? Should it be more? And you can play around with pricing, or you can keep it exactly what it is because it's just working. Okay? You can also play around with adding another product within the same lane. You're not going to do a whole other offer because, my goodness, why would you do that with momentum? And if you didn't know that, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to do another offer. You're going to do the same offer. You just may have a tier that's different. Something that is priced more that is a different version of it. So for instance, let's say you're doing the prompts because you joined Prompt Shop in a Box. It's simple for you. And now you have these prompts, but it's not just about having these prompts. What if you had like, oh, okay, that was $27 for this prompt pack. For $127, I'll get on a call with you for 30 minutes and walk you through the prompts, and I'll help you apply it to what you're doing. That's the same offer. It's just a different tier. It's just a different version of it, right? And that's just an example. You could have a VIP day that's $1,000 where I'll just make it for you. We go back to the teach, show, do method. Teach, show, do. Okay. And what does teach, show, do? If you've watched my videos, you already know, but I'm always assuming that brand new people are seeing me. Teach, show, do. Teach. And this is how you create different versions of the same offer. I'm going to teach you. So I'm going to make a course, a mini course, maybe on Stan or on school. I'm going to do a webinar, teach, and I'm going to, you're going to pay me for that, or it's going to be a free lead magnet or whatever. Show, I'm going to actually walk you through it. So I'm going to get on a call with you, or I'm going to do a workshop, and I'm going to walk you through it. And maybe I can charge more for that because it's like more proximity to me and it's actually more hand holding. And then do is I'm just going to do it for you. Instead of teaching you how to do it or showing you how to do it from afar, I'm just going to do it for you. So think about like you have a broken TV, right? Like you teach people about their broken TVs. So you say, okay, here's a tutorial, $17. I'll show you exactly how to fix your TV. This is a course, quick tutorial, $17. I'll show you, and I'll give you like arrows and give you a little workbook. Cool. Or, hey, for $47, I'll jump on a Zoom with you for 15 minutes and I'll walk you through. You show me the camera, show me the TV, and I'll show you what to push and pull and turn on and turn off. And it's me. You're getting me. Like I'm the expert. You're getting me on a call for 10, 15 minutes, and I'm going to walk you through and make sure you get it done. So I'm going to show you. Or do, hey, what's your address? I'm going to come over. I'm going to fix your TV. It costs $150. I'm coming over. I'll be over there in a few minutes. Does this make sense to you? Teach, show, do. If it makes sense to you, write the words teach, show, do in the comments right now. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. So what I would do is play around with these different variables. Once I'm at this stage, I'm looking at pricing for the original product. I'm looking at, obviously, we're looking at how we're talking about it, the sales copy, the VSL, the video sales letter, all of that. We're also looking at, do we add one or two versions of it? Is there a teach, show, do version that we don't already have? All right. So with the prompts, you're like, what is that? The prompts themselves is a little bit of show, like here are the prompts. Now, if you give training, that's teach. But if you just give them the prompts, that's show. It's a little bit of do as well. It's a little bit of do. But the do for me in that case would be whatever the prompt, like if there's a prompt that shows you, that gives you like a sales page as an output, for instance, the teach would be, here's the training about how to make a prompt like this. So I'm going to teach you how to make a prompt like this. The show would be, maybe we get on a call, maybe you come to a webinar, a workshop that I walk you through it, but I'm going to hand you these prompts and you're going to go with it. Now, to me, you could also say that the do is that, like, here are the prompts. But there is this kind of, what I'm thinking in my mind is like, the do is, let me just make the sales page for you. So like, for instance, on my Stan store, I have 1,000, I think I took it down because it wasn't, I don't know if I took it down or not, but I have $1,000. I'll just make a lovable page for you. When I have training on how to do it, and when I have an offer that is a show offer, that is an OS operating system that gives you everything you need in order to do it yourself. So I have the different tiers, but then I also have a do tier just because I enjoy making these. So you can see how you can price them more. The further teach, show, do, they get higher and higher and higher. So one example is like you do that, you do all that. But one thing you could do is you could build out, let's say you either already started your school or you want to start a school. You could have already started it and started getting people to it. That's great. And that may be where you got the calls. That may be where you kind of nurturing people. But even if you didn't, this is now the time to do it. So you start a school because now you have proof and evidence that your offer is resonating with someone. And now you have direction of where your school could go. So yes, you absolutely could do it the opposite way. And again, I teach both ways, but I'm telling you this way, right? In this video, because I think a lot of people miss this, is that now you can build a school around this. SKOOL. If you're not familiar with school, it's a platform that I'm on that I love. I've made $1 million plus on it now, in the last less than a year and a half. And it is where, or right at a year and a half, I think. Yeah. It is where you can have like this membership and you can have a free membership where people come to it and they get to hang out for free. I have one right now that has more than 18,000 people in it, but people can have it for 30 people, 50 people, 100 people. So your next goal is going to be, okay, I want to start a school and I want to have 100 people in it for free. Like you're going to pay $9 a month after the 14-day trial, and I'll put all the stuff in the description, okay? But they're not paying anything. And you're like, well, why would I want to just give away a free school? Well, this is the nurture part. Okay. So you made money already because you sold this offer. And by the way, if you're like, man, that sounds like a lot of work, 20 calls, whatever you can do to speed it up, do it. If you're like, okay, I'll do a call a day, why can't you do 10 calls a day, 5 calls a day? Speed it up. Because if you speed it up and you do all this in a week or on 2 weeks or in a month, you're doing like a year's worth of work in a 10th of the time or a 20th of the time. And that means that you get to the results faster and you get to the parts where you're productized and more automated faster. So yes, it's a lot of work. I didn't say this was going to be the lazy way. You notice that, right? I don't put lazy in my content because there's no lazy way to do this that I have learned. I've been working since I was 15 years old, but there is a smarter way to do it. There is a more leveraged way to do it. And that's what we're talking about. So you're going to take this, you start a school, it is free. You're going to the same people, the same traffic, and now you're bulking up traffic too, because you now know better content. You now know better things to talk about. And you're going to do that. And you're going to bring people in, and your goal is going to be, okay, I'm going to get to 100 free members. That is your main goal. And you're just going to start nurturing there. And maybe you have your prompts inside of your classroom, which is very simple to do if you use Prompt Shop in a Box. You have your prompts in the classroom. Again, they can be about any topic because you can make an unlimited number of them. You have maybe a course in there. You have different freebies in there. Some things are free, some things are paid. So people are going in there and buying it. Oh, this costs $9. I want to unlock that. Or this is like a different tier. You can even do tiers on school. So you remember when I said I had a school, your first 5K that has 18,000 plus people in it. And depending on when you see this, that number could be really small. The reason it works so well is because I have tiers. I have a $50 tier upgrade and I have a $360 tier upgrade. Neither is expensive. Both are extremely valuable. And there's a percentage of people who are like, the free stuff was so amazing. I now want the paid stuff. And as long as you're continuously every single day bringing more people in, that maths. And you're bringing people in and the quality of that experience for them is getting better and better. So now you're creating like this whole like ecosystem that people come to every day. And they're hanging out in your school and they're getting your training, and maybe you're doing live calls every once in a while, and maybe you have a couple of calendar items up, right? That is where the real money starts to develop, because you started with where we started. And most people don't start there. Most people are like, I have to just make something that sells on its own. I don't want to do this other work. You got to get on some calls. You have to get on some calls. There's someone who I was talking to in one of my masterminds, and they said that in order for you to know if your offer is any good, you must have at least 30 calls that actually you actually have, so not including ghosting, to know if your offer is good. Because you'll either know it or you won't. Like you'll know that it's good or you'll know that it's not good. How will you know? Has it sold at all? Is the pushback quality pushback or is it trash? You know, are you talking to the right people? Is this the right thing for the right people? Well, another thing I want you to understand, and I'm so glad you're still here with me because only like 25% of the people who watch these videos are going to make it to this point. So most people fell off and they're like, I don't know why I'm so broke because they fell off, right? So you're here. But one thing I want you to know is that money, and not just money, but fast money and sustained money, meaning money that continues to work for you, come to you, comes from focus. It comes from speed and it comes from intention. Focus, speed, intention. Fist, sit. Speed, intention, no, F. Fist, stiff. I'm okay. I'm not having a medical emergency. I'm just trying to do like the framework in my head. The focus, speed, we've already talked about. You want to collapse time. You want to do like if things are not working for you, a lot of times it's because you're being too slow about it. You're making decisions. You're taking days and weeks to make decisions about something silly. You're not just jumping. You're not just going for it. Uh, or you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it on October 24th, and it's like May, and it's like, why do you have to put such time between you and the thing? Just do it today. Like right now, start all of this. Just do it. Just start it right now. The people who made it this far, and the people who just started right now will have more success than the people who don't. So speed. Intention is incredibly important because you want to know, this is why I'm having this conversation with you, because a lot of times people just kind of just like, let me slap together an offer and put it on stand and let me just see what happens. No, you want to have intention behind it. Why do you want this to work? Yes, you want to make money, but how do you want to help people? What value do you want to add to the customers? What value? When you come from it from that point of view and you're thinking about the value you can add to someone, you're going to have rich, textured offers and delivery and results. This is super important, so I'm going to go back and say it one more time. If you focus on the value you are providing, say the word value in the comments. If you focus on the value you are providing, then everything else will have a higher quality. It's resonating with me right now because it's just so true of everything that I've done. It's like I think about what value will someone else get? And now I'm thinking about that song from the 70s where he's like, you don't have any value at all. Where are my 40 plus ladies? Okay. And then what did I say? I said intention, speed, focus. This one's big. This one's big. Focus. One offer. Again, you can have tiers after a little while, but you're going to focus, right? One offer, not 3 offers and see which one works. One offer. One ideal customer. They say avatar, all kinds of acronyms, but I'm just going to say ideal customer. One type of customer. One ideal customer. The type of person, their age, their orientation, their gender, potentially, their location, their occupation. So these are all demographic. Then psychographic. What do they believe? What do they fear? What do they understand already? What do they need? What inspires them? So you have demographics and psychographics. Look up these terms if you don't know what they mean, and just look up a video about it on YouTube, and you'll know in 20 minutes, you'll know what it means. Do you know how powerful that is? Oh, I don't know what that means. What most people do is they shut down. I don't know what that means. Psychographics. I don't know what that means. So they just don't know what that means. But the people who say, I don't know what that means, let me look it up. I don't know how to spell it. I know how to spell it, so I'm not going to look it up. But the people who say, I don't know what that means, let me look it up. I don't know how to spell it, so I'm going to give it a best try I can because I know that Google and YouTube got me. They're going to find a way to get that word to me. Did you mean? Yeah, I guess I did. I maybe. Let's click it. You're going to look it up. So you're going to understand the psychographics and the demographics, and it's going to be one. And you know, you're not going to know perfectly what this is. That's what the calls are for. So you start with a guess. You remember when we were kids and some science class we were in, we got the cardboard out, and on one little part of it is three parts, and you had the hypothesis, and you had the what you did, and then what the results were. I used to be so excited when I can get that plant to grow above the 6-inch mark by playing it Mozart. You made the volcano. You got something to happen. You used this baking soda and things exploded. The point of it is you didn't know for sure that it would work. But if you hadn't given yourself a hypothesis, you wouldn't know at all. You have to have an educated guess based on what has helped you, the lab framework. LAB, lab framework. What have you learned from? Because this is where people are like, well, what do I offer? What have you learned? What have you applied? Meaning you did it. And then what have you benefited from? You start there. What have I done that I know how to do kind of because I just had to learn it? What did I apply it, and then I benefited from, or someone else did? Or what do people come to me all the time asking me to do, and I just had to figure it out, and now I do it? That can be the angle. And you're going to focus on what that offer is based on the lab framework. You're going to focus on who that person is. Who am I helping? Who am I helping over and over and over again? Because you need to talk to that person in your content. You need to talk to them in your sales copy. You need to talk to them on these calls. You need to talk to them. And when you have these calls, you have your hypothesis and you're like, oh, I thought this was for XYZ, but it's turning out that the people who really like this are these people. Slightly different occupation. A lot of times what will happen is you'll have the right person demographics. You'll have the slightly different or wrong, quote unquote, reasoning behind it, like intention. Like you'll have like, oh, I thought that they wanted to make more money, but in reality, they wanted more impact on the world. Right? So it's like the same person, but it's like the intention behind it or their reasoning and their want, desires. Psychographics are a little different. So you're going to have focus. You're going to have speed, you're going to have intention, and you're going to also have focus. Because you want to be an arrow. Think about this arrow, right? You're pulling back the arrow. Think about what you do if you just physically imagine yourself with a bow and arrow, okay? You're standing firm and your intention is understood because it has to be, right? This is kind of a dangerous object to be flinging around the air. Potentially you even have a target. This is about your intention. I want this arrowhead to hit the target or close enough. So you have intention. If you didn't have intention, what would you be willy-nilly? Then you have speed, which is this needs to go. I don't need to spend 40 days and 40 nights over here in the cave thinking about hitting the arrow or the target. What if the target is a moving target? What if the target is my food? Target has stakes. I can't just be like, eh. Now you can have patience. You can have patience all day long if that's what it calls for. But speed is, I'm doing this. I have made the decision that I'm doing this and I know where I'm target, I know where I'm aiming. And then what is the rest? The focus. Shoo. Your feet are firmly on the ground with your intention. Your back is straight with your intention. And your eyes are firmly looking at the target with your focus. That's what you have to do to make more money faster. I'm again saying this as someone who was homeless, broke, poor, all the things for many, many years, 35 of those years. Past 10 years, these are the books that I have published. And this is not even all of them. I know what I'm talking about. And I know you know that, right? I think because you made it to this part of the video, you think that I know what I'm talking about. Speed. So what are we going to do right now? What did we learn and what are we going to do? We learned that we need to put together an offer. If we don't have an offer, there are a couple of things we can do. You could do prompt shop in a box. You could also be an affiliate for me on your first 5K. That's a really great offer, by the way, and that you still can do the phone calls because I'm doing the selling and you're just getting people there for free, and it's awesome. You need to sell, quote unquote, sell the free call, get people on calls. How do you do that? Well, you have content and you say, well, hey, I had this issue and I was able to fix this issue. Do you have the same issue? Let's get on a call and let me tell you how I did it. And you can tell me what your circumstances are. And I'll help you. Like in 30 minutes, I'll help you get the first step figured out. This is one example. Many, many, many examples of how you can do these calls. Clarity call, an audit, a brainstorming call, a catalyst call, some sort of call where we get to talk for free. You get to talk with me for free, and I'll walk you through the first step. First, I'll listen to you and hear you, and then I'll walk you through. And then you're going to listen to people, hear them, and then give them some value. And then for the people that you believe would be benefited by the product that you're selling, you're going to make that offer to them. And it's going to be clumsy and awkward and it's going to feel bad at the beginning. It's going to feel like, oh, I said it too fast. I didn't say, I didn't say it with conviction. And that's going to happen the first time and the second time, maybe the third time, and maybe the fourth time, maybe the fifth time. But somewhere along the way, your confidence is going to get better and better and better. It's just like making videos on YouTube. You know how many times people have told me, especially inside of my memberships, man, you tell us to get the YouTube going. And I was so nervous. I hated hearing my voice. I didn't think I looked good on camera, da 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 da. And then I did like my third one and it was like nothing. It happens so often. It probably has happened to you. Like it's like you do something that you've built up in your mind to be so scary. Then you actually do it and you're like, oh, that's why all these other people do it because it's actually like, it's awkward. But oh, okay, now I know I got a little bit better. Now this person says this. I know what to say now because the last person said it. So that's what you're doing. And if you're thinking like nobody's going to get on a call with me, like you're saying it like it's so easy. I know there's people who already dropped off the video because they're like, oh, she's saying it like it's so easy. It's not necessarily easy, but it is simple. And you would be surprised at how many people well, first of all, love a free thing. Like they just love free value. Can't be trash because then they don't love it. But if it's valuable and free, so you would be surprised how many people love a good deal. And then you'd also be surprised how many people want to just be able to tell their story or explain their thing, that one little thing, to somebody else who will listen and who are lost. And the beautiful thing I think is that we're all lost at something. So right now, I just gave you all this information. Somebody's going to take it and run with it and tell me in a few months, oh, I made all this money. Tell me in a few days they did. That's cool. But I still have things that I have to figure out. Like that example I gave you about the TV, that's a real example. I had somebody come over and fix my TV, even though what they did could have been taught over a call or taught in a little video. But sometimes you have things that you're like, I'm willing to spend more money than time on this thing. And if you can be the person who has an offer that saves somebody time, money, effort, heartache, takes a pain away. I had a TV that wasn't working. I needed to use that TV. I watch YouTube on it. It's part of my job. I also watch General Hospital on it. And I couldn't interrupt that. So I'm like, well, I could spend a couple of hours doing all the stuff they're telling me to do online, or I could just have this dude come through, spend 15 minutes in here, 8 of those minutes really acting like he's doing something he's not, and pay him, and then my problem is solved. My pain is gone. I took a painkiller and it's gone in a few minutes. What can you do for someone or teach them that would help them come out of pain immediately? That's what you have to ask yourself. That's what you have to ask yourself. Now, here's what I want to do for everybody who's made it this far. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. Thank you for being here. I just want to say one more time to make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like this video. When you like the video, you have no idea how much that actually helps. The way YouTube's algorithm works these days is that if they get a lot of likes on a video, and especially a lot of subscribers on a video, they will send it into the stratosphere. So I do I do my part by having a really great thumbnail and a really great title. And I'm telling you this on purpose because I want you to copy me, okay? Really great thumbnail, really great title, good hook, like the first sentence that I said to you at the beginning is what kept you here. And then obviously the content itself, it has to be as helpful or even more helpful than the title and thumbnail suggest. I need to deliver and then over deliver in order to have a really successful video. So I'm going to go ahead and predict, and we'll see if, hey, I'm not afraid of being wrong in public. I'm going to predict that this video is going to do well because I think I have all those things, those ingredients. And you can help me make it even more successful by liking it and subscribing if you're not already subscribed. And I'm glad you got that little extra nugget at the end about YouTube because listen, YouTube, man, the next, call it 2 to 3 years of YouTube are important. I've said this for about a year, maybe even longer, but there's a study that says came out like maybe 12 to 18 months ago. And it said that the next 3 years, so it's like maybe 18 to 24 months left of this here, it's going to have more viewers on YouTube, more views, video views, than the first 17 years of YouTube's existence combined. So 17 years will be the equivalent of 3 years. And we're already in the middle of the 3 years. That's why you have you're probably hearing people saying, oh, YouTube is the place to be. And I've been saying this for a year and a half because it is. Like, you got to get in. You're not late. You're not too late. You still can jump in right now. Right now, if you're watching this at all in 2026, you're so okay. Like, jump in. If you're watching it first half of 2027, you're good. Just come on in. If you're watching it after the first half of 2027, look at some of my newer videos to see what I think about YouTube at that point. Because I'm not just saying whatever, sounds good. I'm going with the data. But they've told us ahead of time, like, this is it. This is the golden years, right? This is like the gold rush of YouTube. We're in it. Type the word gold rush in the comments to let me know you made it all the way to this part of the video. I'm so excited for you. Let's make some money.